The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus came down with the 12 and stood on a stretch of level ground with a great crowd of his disciples and a large number of the people from all Judea and Jerusalem and the coastal region of Tyre and Sidon. And raising his eyes toward his disciples, he said, "Blessed are you who are poor, for the kingdom of God is yours. Blessed are you who are now hungry, for you will be satisfied. Blessed are you who are now weeping, for you will laugh. Blessed are you when people hate you, and when they exclude and insult you, and denounce your name as evil on account of the Son of Man. Rejoice and leap for joy on that day. Behold, your reward will be great in heaven. For their ancestors treated the prophets in the same way. But woe to you who are rich, for you have received your consolation. Woe to you who are filled now, for you will be hungry. Woe to you who laugh now, for you will grieve and weep. Woe to you when all speak well of you, for their ancestors treated the false prophets in this way." The Gospel of the Lord. Blessed, in Greek, makarioi. Makarioi is a very well-known word in the Greek world. Makarioi were first of all the gods who live in the Olympus. And then makarioi were the rich, those who were wealthy people. Also in the Old Testament, we have the same concept. Blessed in the Old Testament is reported 44 times. And the Psalm says that blessed is the man who is not following the way of the wicked. And in the New Testament, blessed is reported 45 times. And is blessed the Virgin Mary, as for the words of the angel. And also, somebody said to Jesus, "Blessed the womb who carried you." And then we have blessed in the way as is used by Jesus. Well, here we are in the Gospel of Luke. The same teaching of Jesus with the Beatitudes from Matthew is reported not in a valley, but in a mountain. But it's absolutely the same occasion. So Luke says that they are in a valley. And in this valley, there is really everybody. And this is probably the difference. That in the mountain, you have the chosen people. You know, the people of the elects. But in the valley, you have everybody. In fact, in the valley, Luke puts also people coming from the region, the coastal region of Tyre and Sidon. So also pagan. Also pagans decided to be present, to hear this teaching of Jesus. And what is Jesus saying? So we said already at the beginning, it's not saying something that we can try to interpret in a way for giving to what Jesus is saying a different interpretation for what he's saying. Poor is poor. And the one who weeps is the one who weeps. And the hungry is the hungry. And the persecuted is the persecuted, the one that we know. And they are blessed. So we need to assume that when you see a poor person, when you see a homeless, when you see somebody that has nothing, you should see someone that somehow is blessed. So I will try to say in what sense. So blessed are those who are poor. So yes, to be a disciple of Jesus, yes, of course, the closer you are to Jesus, the more you have to be poor in the sense that Jesus is saying. So what does it mean, poor? Yeah, poor means, we know, detached from the belongings of this world. So your heart should be free. And how do you know if you are free or not? Well, if it is easy for you to give, if you see somebody who is in need, and you can take your wallet and give $10, $20, $50. The more you give, the more it means that you are generous. The more it means that you are detached from human belongings. Because you count on something higher, that is providence. And then you are blessed. Because, it means that you entered in the logic of the kingdom of God. So you don't really need to go in heaven. You are already in the kingdom of God when you open your heart. And then Jesus says, blessed those who are hungry. Blessed are those who are hungry. Well, first of all, we should say that, yes, those who are hungry, so imagine those who don't have food, to those people, God is looking with attention. Because the heart of God is crying, when he sees somebody that has not the necessary to live in this earth. In fact, if I really am hungry and I have to eat something, if I take a fruit from your tree, that is not stealing. Maybe it happened to you also, that you were hungry, you were going through a field, and you thought, no, I will not touch that because it's not mine. Well, every hungry person who take a fruit from a tree to eat is not committing any sin. Because that is the gift of God for everybody. Different is when you take it for selling. That is another story. But if you take it to eat yourself because you are hungry, that is not a sin. But what is the hunger that is blessed more? When you realize that the things of the world are not satisfying you, then you are hungry for something else. When you got it all, and then you see that you got nothing, then you realize that you are hungry. That hunger is blessed, is a blessing. Blessed are those who weep. Well, first of all, God doesn't want pain. He doesn't want pain for anybody. God created this world without pain. This is what God wanted, and this is what He will want for us. We will never suffer again. So why do we offer our pain to God? Why Jesus offered His pain to God? Well, He offered that pain out of love. Because He accepted, that pain. And He said, even though I lose my life, I will offer for the salvation of the world. So He's an offering of love, not an offering of pain. There is a difference. It's the cry of those who love. The cry of those who love that is accepted by God. And then the last one, that is almost incomprehensible. God says, blessed are you when you are insulted, when you are persecuted. Blessed are you even when you are hated. Yes. If you really follow the gospel, you shouldn't expect an applause. And if they applaud you, then it means that there is something wrong. Yes, because the logic of the gospel is opposite to the logic of this world. So persecution is a sign, might be a sign, that you really are following the gospel. They persecuted Jesus Himself. So how can we think that there is no persecution for us if we are faithful to the gospel? And then there is this word, that is woe. Woe to you. Woe to you is not a good translation, we have to say. Well, because there is no other way to translate it. But the meaning of this word in Greek, that is why. Why. Not why, because, why in Greek means woe. Woe to you. That is the cry of grief of a father that is seeing his son who is going astray. And so that is the scream of this father. This is what it means exactly. So you see, woe to you, it will give you the idea that since you're doing this, then you will go to hell. Woe to you. I will punish you. God will punish you. That is totally another meaning. It is not in the thoughts of Jesus. So, woe to you. I'm sorry for you. I'm very sorry. I'm terribly sorry for you. I suffer if you are rich and if you're satisfied and if you laugh and if you get applauses in a way that you get your well-being. But your well-being is not giving anything to your brothers and sisters. So your well-being, you're being rich, you're being satisfied, you're being okay, is just your happiness. And you're not sharing. That's why God is sorry for you. Because if you don't share, what is for you is only loneliness. And you cannot say, oh, well, I share with only my family. No, then there will be division in your family also if you follow that logic. And you will see. Because in a family, we're always okay until we talk about money. And it happens. So you see, even in a family, to have an open heart, to be generous, is a blessing. And that's why Jesus is saying, you're blessed if you don't care about human belongings. Let us ask to the Lord today, to give us this gift, the gift of opening our heart. And it's really a gift. One day, a priest, another priest told me, I don't feel like being very generous. When it comes to give something, it's always a struggle for me. I think it was his confession, I have to say. So I realized that it's not really your decision to have an open heart. It's a gift of God, because it means that you have the heart of God. Yes, you need to do an effort, but it's a gift of God to be generous. One more example to make it more practical. It's about my father. I was a kid, I was at home, and he came back from work pretty late, it was already 8 p.m. probably. And so I was very tired because he left home very early in the morning. And so he came back, he was so tired, and he was just sitting for having his dinner, and we were all together, and he was tired, and in that moment, the telephone rang. And when we heard the telephone ringing, he had immediately a reaction, saying like, who is bothering at this time? It's already 9 p.m., it's already 9:30 p.m., And then my mother went to answer the phone, and it was always somebody for him, asking for some kind of help, very often. And so my mother used to say, it's this and this. So he used to stand up, he went to the phone, and I was always wondering, what will he say now? And he started like saying, "My dear friend, I'm so happy to hear from you. No, you don't bother at all. Oh, I was just here, just arrived, no problem at all. Call me anytime." Every night the same story, So it cost him to do that. Then he made the effort, and then his generosity prevailed, So I think that this is really a gift of God that we need to cultivate by being generous. So if you are able to give 5, next time try to give 10. It's your effort, in order to exercise in generosity.